Hello and welcome to Skywalker Yoga and Fitness. My name is Luke and this is your weekly slow flow yoga class. For today's class, no props are absolutely necessary as usual, but if you have a couple of blocks or something you can use as blocks, and maybe a belt, just to have handy, or a yoga strap, just in case we need it. We don't always use it, but it's nice to have nearby just in case. As always with class, anything I offer is just a suggestion, so if anything doesn't feel right in your body, skip it over, take whatever kind of posture that you feel like you need today. So this is your time to practice and to explore, and I'm just here to offer suggestions. So all of that being said, we're going to come into a child's pose to start. So bring your big toes together, knees all the way together, hands just below the shoulders. And then send your hips back to your heels and bring your forehead down to the mat. And apply some gentle pressure through your palms to push your hips back toward your heels. Take a few breaths here just to welcome yourself onto your mat. Big inhales through the nose. Sigh the breath out through the mouth. Start to come into the awareness of the space around you. Just noticing the ambient noise and temperature of the room. Noticing any kind of sensory input that's coming from outside of yourself. Just taking stock of your environment. And letting that space around you, that ambiance around you, become part of your practice. Accepting that any noises or distractions that come up throughout your practice can be little reminders to return to the present moment and focus on yourself, on your mat. Turning your focus inward anytime you're reminded by an external cue. Now starting to pull that attention inward and just take stock of what you're feeling in your body today. Notice any points of tension, tightness, soreness. And as you begin to identify those parts of the body, try to send a little bit of your breath to those areas. And see if you can just invite them to relax a little bit, to let go of some of that tightness. Just allowing your muscles to melt down toward the floor. And start to really feel where the breath is landing in the body. Notice what parts of your torso you feel expanding on your inhale. And notice where you feel a release or a softening on your exhale. See if you can use each breath to make those sensations just a little bit bigger than the previous breath. Expanding just a little bit more, a little bit farther up on your inhale. softening even just a little bit more with each exhale. Just allowing your body to let go of some of that tension and make some more space for energy to flow through, for a new movement to happen. We'll spend just a few more breaths here. So if there's an intention you'd like to set for your practice, you can do so now. Wherever you are in your cycle of breath, open your mouth and exhale a breath. Take a full breath in through the nose. Big breath out. On an inhale, start to let your eyes take on a little bit of light, or you can keep them closed if that's more comfortable for you for the time being. And then we're going to crawl up to a tabletop position, separating your legs to about hip width distance. Wrists are stacked directly below the shoulders. Nice neutral spine here. Rotate the pits of your elbows toward the front end of your mat. Grip the mat with your 3 middle fingers so the palms slightly lift. As you take a breath in here, let your belly drop toward the mat, tailbone, chest, and gaze come up toward the ceiling. On your exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, then press through the hands as you round through the spine and tuck the tailbone under. Moving through those two positions, inhaling to cow, exhaling to cat. Continue moving with your breath. And then if there's some organic movement that feels good to you, you can start to take that here. Maybe shifting back to child's pose on your exhale, or maybe moving through some hip circles in each direction. Moving back with your exhale, inhaling to come forward. Change directions if you're taking side-to-side movement. Finish up. And then inhale your way back to a neutral position. From here, ground down through your left hand. On an inhale, we're going to sweep the right arm up to the ceiling, opening across the chest. Exhale to bring it down, thread it below the left arm, lower your shoulder toward the mat. Inhale to sweep the right arm all the way back up. Exhale down. Good. Keep moving with your breath. Inhale up. At the bottom this time, exhale your way down. We're going to lower and hold. Head and shoulder come down to the mat. Your left hand can stay where it is, or you can move into either a half bind, or walk that left hand up toward the right corner of your mat and apply some gentle pressure to deepen the twist. Start to walk your left hand back beside your face if you've moved it. Once your hand is grounded, inhale to sweep that right arm all the way back up. And then exhale your right hand down to the mat. Then let's switch sides. So grip that mat with your right hand, inhale the left arm up. Exhale it down, thread it through, and then we'll keep moving with the breath. Taking 5 cycles total. And then holding at the bottom at the end of the 5th. Lower and hold on your exhale this time, and then take whichever arm variation with your right as you did with your left. Start to walk your right hand back beside your face. Once it's grounded, inhale your left arm all the way up. And then exhale it down to the mat. Shift your hips off to one side. And then make your way into either a cross-legged seat or a kneeling position, sitting on your heels, whatever's more comfortable for you. Sit up nice and tall, hands in your lap for now. On an inhale, shrug your shoulders up to your ears and back. Exhale them down. Let's take that a few more times. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale up and back. Exhale the shoulders down. Arms down by your sides. Inhale them up. Exhale your right hand down to the mat, reaching over with your left. Keep the hips grounded, keep that left shoulder open. Inhale out through center. Exhale down to the left. Let's keep moving side to side with the breath. On this 5th cycle, we're going to lower and hold to one side for a few breaths. So you can even bring your right forearm all the way down to the mat if it reaches without your hips lifting. Otherwise, just stay on that palm, and that's fine too. Really reaching through those left fingertips, stretching the entire length of the left side of the body. One more breath here. On an inhale, sweep back up through center. And then exhale your left hand down to the mat, maybe the forearm if you can reach. Keep the hips grounded, really reach through the right fingers. Stretch that right side of the torso. One more breath. On an inhale, come back up through center. Exhale the arms out and down. Make your way back to a tabletop position. From tabletop, tuck your toes under. Walk your hands forward of your shoulders and hand print your stones. Spread the fingers really wide. Grip the mat with your 3 middle fingers so that your palms slightly lift. Take a breath in here. Exhale your hips up and back to downward facing dog. And then take a few breaths here to pedal out your feet. Walk your dog, stretch out the calves and the hamstrings, stretch out the armpits. Letting your chest drop back toward your thighs. Head hangs loose between the arms. You can shake your head yes and no a few times. Just loosen up those neck muscles. One more breath here. On an inhale, look between your hands, bend your knees, and then take a walk to the top of your mat and land in a forward fold. Just keep a soft bend in your knees, and then gently sway side to side, starting to work into the hamstrings a little bit more here. You can even catch opposite elbows with your hands and continue swaying here. Back to stillness, just let your arms hang toward the center of your mat. Bring your hands to your shins. On an inhale, lift halfway up with a flat back. Pull your shoulders down towards your butt. Extend through the crown of your head like you're trying to touch the wall in front of you. Hold here. One more breath in. Exhale, fold back down. Now let's move through a few rounds of that with the breath. So inhaling to come halfway up. Exhaling to fold down. Inhale. Exhale. Again. One last time. Inhale halfway up. Exhale to fold. See if you can wrap the forearms behind the calves now. Let your belly connect with your thighs. So deeply bend into the knees if you need to. You can either hold the calves like this or cross your arms behind your legs and reach through and grab the fronts of your shins with your fingers to get a tighter grip here. With the belly connected to the thighs, we're going to take a breath in and then exhale as you send the legs straight while trying to maintain that connection between your stomach and thighs. Take a few rounds of that, bending on your inhale, exhaling on your extension. Good. Inhale, bend and release. Let your arms hang. Palms can connect with the floor here. Take a breath in. On your exhale, step your left foot to the back of the mat. Lower your left knee down. Keep that right knee bent at a 90-degree angle. Left hand grounds just inside the right foot. On an inhale, sweep your right arm up to the ceiling for a twisting low lunge. Reach out tall through those fingertips. Try to touch the ceiling with that hand. You can stay here if you'd like to add on to this. You can float that back knee off the ground, engaging the glutes and the quadricep of the left leg. Two more breaths here. Exhale. Bring the right hand back down to frame the right foot. And we're going to continue working on this side for a moment here. So come up onto your fingertips. Find some stability in the hips, so squeeze your glutes, plug that right hip back into space so that it's parallel with the left. Onto the fingertips. Then inhale to sweep the arms up. As we exhale, we're going to deepen into the lunge and cactus the arms down to the side, adding a slight back bend here. Keep the glutes tight to support your lower back. Inhale to come up. Exhale down. Continue moving with your breath. One more. On your next inhale, reach up, connect your palms overhead, bring them down to your heart center. Take a breath in here, lengthen the spine. As we exhale, we're going to twist open to the right, trying to bring the forearms parallel to that front thigh. Staying nice and tall through the spine. Palms stay connected at the heart center. One more breath here. Inhale to come back through center. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat, and then grab your blocks if you have them handy. We're going to do a little more hamstring work on this side before we move on to the left side. Put your blocks on the highest setting and place them directly below the shoulders, and then anchor your hands. And then you're going to step that right foot forward about a footprint or so. So you're widening into like a half split stance here. So on an inhale, you're going to shift the hips forward. As you exhale, shift the hips back, straighten that right leg, flex the foot, and then hinge from the hips, bringing your chest down closer to your shin. Inhaling to bend back into the right knee, send the hips forward. Exhale back, extend the leg, hinge the chest down. Keep moving with your breath. Take 3 or 4 more cycles in movement, and then you can hold at the end of this stretch for a few breaths. On an inhale, bend back into the knee, walk the blocks forward, place them off to the sides. Hands come down to the mat. And then slide that right foot all the way back until you land back in a tabletop position. From here, tuck your toes under again. Walk your hands a handprint forward at your shoulders. Spread the fingers with the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale to downward facing dog. Full breath in here. Full breath out. Bend the knees, look forward, and then take a walk to the front of your mat, land in your forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to fold down. 2 more times on that. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. Hands down to the mat. Take a breath in. And then step your right foot to the back of the mat this time. Lower that right knee down. Ground your right hand inside the left foot. Inhale to sweep that left arm up toward the ceiling. Reach up nice and tall. Adding on to this when you feel ready by squeezing the right glute, tucking those toes under and lifting that knee off the mat, extending that leg fully. Two more breaths here. Exhale to come back down. Grab those blocks. Premature, not quite yet. So come back into that 90-degree bend in both legs. Squeeze the glutes. Come up onto your fingertips first and then make your way to an upright position. Inhale to sweep your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, cactus down, slight back bend, squeeze the glutes. Keep moving with your breath, 5 cycles here. After your 5th, inhale to come up. Exhale, the palms down to heart center. Stay nice and tall through the spine. So you exhale, rotating to the left, bringing those forearms as close to parallel to that left thigh as you can. Squeezing the glutes the whole time. Two more breaths here. On an inhale, come back forward. And now reach down, grab your blocks, put them on the highest setting just below the shoulders. And then we're going to step that left foot forward, footprint. On an inhale, shift the hips forward, squeeze the bum. Exhale, shift the hips back, straighten that left leg, flex the foot. And then hinge from the hips, lowering your chest toward your shin. Inhale to bend. Exhale to extend. Keep moving with your breath. 5 cycles total, and then you can hold for a few breaths if you like. Breaths here. On an inhale, bend back into the knee. Place those blocks off to the side. Hands come down. Then slide that left foot all the way back. Come to your tabletop and then bring your knees out to the edges of your mat. Touch your big toes and then send your hips back to your heels for a wide-legged child's pose. Forehead down to the mat. Just let your arms hang heavy this time. Letting your hips settle as close to your heels as possible. You can use your elbows for a slight bit of leverage here. Take a few nice deep breaths. Just noticing the new opening in the hips. Noticing what you're feeling through the hips, the hamstrings, quads, the glutes, all the muscles of the legs. Take a big breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Come back up to your tabletop position on your inhale. And then grab both blocks and we're going to turn sideways on the mat. If you need to, we're going to be moving into a frog pose. So if you need to fold the ends of your mat in so you have a little extra padding under your knees, I'm going to do that because this can be somewhat uncomfortable otherwise. So bring your hands below your shoulders, and then we're going to widen the knees out on the mat, letting the feet flex and flare out to the sides. Widen just until you feel a stretch on the inner thighs. And then you can place your hands on those blocks in front of you. Take an inhale to shift the hips forward. As you exhale, gently press the hips back. You'll start to feel that deep stretch on the inner thighs. Take about 5 cycles in movement, and then we're going to hold at the back end of this for a few breaths. On the 5th, hold at the end. You can lower your forearms down to the blocks or the floor if that's comfortable for you. And just settle in here, breathe into that space on the inner thighs, help those muscles relax. You can squeeze your glutes a few times from here and help encourage those inner thighs to relax. So squeeze, hold, and then release. Just 2 more breaths here. Walk back up onto your hands. On an inhale, gently shift your hips forward. Tuck those toes under and then walk your knees back into hip width distance. Just wiggle your hips side to side a few times, alleviate some of that tension on the inner thighs. Then open your mat back up. I'm going to turn back toward the short edge of our mat in a tabletop position here. Tuck those toes under, walk the hands forward, spread the fingers, grip the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale to downward facing dog. Full breath in here. Big breath out. Bend the knees, look between the hands. Walk to the top of your mat, land in your forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, deeply bend the knees. Start to roll up 1 vertebrae at a time, stacking one on top of the other. Let your head and shoulders be the last things to rise. At the top, roll your shoulders up to your ears and back. Exhaling down the back. Coming into mountain pose, palms face forward. Squeeze your glutes here to keep your pelvis tucked under, keeping a nice neutral spine. Palms face forward, close your eyes, allow for a gentle balance challenge here. Deep breaths in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. Open your eyes, inhale your arms out and up overhead, palms connect. Exhale, palms down to heart center. Heel toe your feet in until your big toes touch. Keep a little bit of space between your ankles. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, sit your butt back and down, coming in a chair as close to a 90-degree bend in the legs as you can. Elongate the spine on your inhale. As you exhale, we're going to twist to the right. Hook that left elbow just outside the right knee. Keep your knees parallel to each other. Palms stay centered at the heart. And see if you can take your gaze up toward the ceiling or the corner of the room. Keeping those hips low. One more breath in here. Exhale to come back through center and forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to fold down. Inhale, roll up one vertebrae at a time, come to your mountain. Inhale the arms out and up. Exhale, palms to heart center, squeeze the glutes. Take a breath in. Exhale the hips back and down. Take a breath to elongate the spine. Exhale and twist to the left this time. Right elbow outside the left knee. Keep the knees squared to each other. Palms stay at the heart center. One more breath here. Inhale to move through center. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll it all the way back up. Now arms down by your sides or hands on your hips. Keep your right foot grounded. And then cross your left leg in front of the right. So the sides of your feet, the outside edges of your feet are touching. Left foot is outside the right here. Take a breath in, grow tall through the spine, squeeze the glutes. So you exhale, hinge from the hips, send the butt back as far as you can. Once you've made it about halfway down with the flat back, take a breath in, lengthen the spine. Then exhale, fold the rest of the way, let the arms come down to the floor of the blocks, or you can grab the back of the calf and hold on. Allow for a soft bend in the knees, so you don't need to lock out the knees here, but you should be feeling this on the back of your right hamstring and calf. Planted on the ground, carefully uncross your feet, bringing your left foot back to its original position. Stay in this forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to roll it all the way back up. Hands come back to your hips. Keep the left foot grounded this time. Cross your right foot over, outside edges of the feet touching. Take a breath in, grow tall, squeeze the bum. Exhale, send your butt back with a flat back, hinging from the hips. Once you reach that halfway point, take a breath in, lengthen through the spine. Then exhale to fold the rest of the way. Breath here. Bending the knees, keeping the hands on the ground, uncross the right leg. Land back in your forward fold. Take a breath in, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale to roll all the way back up. Exhale into mountain. If you're not already, face the short edge of your mat, standing at the front of your mat. Inhale the arms out and up, palms connect. Exhale, palms down to heart center. Inhale your prayer up. Exhale the swan dive down with a flat back, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway up. Exhale, hands down to the mat, step back to a tall plank position. Take a breath in here. Shift the shoulders forward. Exhale, bend your elbows back, let them brush your ribs, and lower all the way down onto your belly. Press the tops of your feet into the mat to engage the legs, squeeze the butt. Inhale to peel your chest up off the mat. Exhale to roll back down. Inhale to press through the hands, straighten the arms this time. Tuck the toes under. Exhale the hips up and back to downward facing dog. Take a bend in the knees, lower them down to the mat. Then we're going to shift our hips off to one side. Take a seat toward the bottom edge of your mat. Separate the feet to hip width distance. Sit up nice and tall, reach your arms forward. Take a breath in here. Exhale to roll down one vertebrae at a time. Try to keep your feet connected to the floor. Once you're down, walk your feet a little closer to your hips. Grab a block. On an inhale, lift your hips up by the tailbone first, just enough to slide a block under them on the lowest or the medium setting. These thinner foam blocks I like to use too and stack them on the low setting. Feels a little more stable than one just on its side. Make sure those blocks or block is under your pelvis and not under your spine. Just coming into supported bridge here. Take a few breaths in this position, and if there's a variation you'd like to move into or explore, you have plenty of time to do so here. of supported bridge or taking some other posture, start to make your way back to that supported bridge position. Once your feet are firmly planted near your hips, inhale to lift the hips back up just enough to slide those blocks out, place them off to the side. And then lower your hips back down to the mat. Heel toe your feet out to the edges of the mat, and then just windshield wiper your knees side to side a few times. Gently stretching out those muscles of the lower back. Come back to center. And bring your knees up to your chest. Grab your shins with your hands and just give yourself a little squeeze. And then some little hip circles in each direction. Take a few each way. Just massage the lower back. Switch directions. Come back to stillness. Reach your arms between your legs. Grab the outside edges of your feet. And draw your knees down toward your armpits for happy baby. And from here, do whatever makes your baby happy. So a little bit of movement if you like. You can stay still. Maybe extend the legs or touch the soles of the feet together. Whatever variation feels good to you. Come back to center. Bring your knees back in toward your chest. And hold your right shin with both hands. Hug it in toward your shoulder as you extend that left leg all the way down to the end of your mat. Hold the right shin in the left hand. Reach your right arm out to a T. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, keep the shoulders grounded and guide that right knee over to the left. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll get a nice little chiropractic adjustment here. Don't try to force it, just let gravity do the work on that right leg, keeping your shoulders on the ground. Your gaze can fall over your right shoulder if that's comfortable for you. On an inhale, start to roll back through center. Bring your left knee up to meet your right. Grab that left shin, hug it in toward your shoulder, extend that right leg out. Then left shin in the right hand, left arm out to the side, take a breath in. Exhale, keep the shoulders grounded, guide that left knee over to the right. On an inhale, start to roll back through center. Bring that right knee up to meet the left. wrap your forearms around your shins and tuck your forehead to your knees. Give yourself one final little squeeze here, tucking into a tight ball. Take a breath in and tense every muscle in your body here. Squeeze as tight as you can. And release, let your legs extend. Arms come down and rest by your sides, palms facing the ceiling. Shoulders melting down toward the floor, forehead and jaw relaxed. Take a big breath in through the nose. Big sigh out. Just allow yourself these next few moments of stillness and quiet to integrate anything that's come up for you in your practice, and to let go of anything that is no longer serving a purpose in your system. Just rest here and reset, and I'll call you back up when it's time. Slowly start to bring your awareness back to the space around you. Start to deepen your breath. Allow for some small movements to come back into your fingers and toes. And gradually roll Point through the toes, reach the arms overhead, take a big full body stretch. And as you exhale, roll over to your favorite side, pause there for just a moment. Let's give yourself a little gratitude for showing up in your practice today. Allowing your eyes to stay closed. Use your top hand to guide yourself up to a comfortable seat on your mat. And bring your palms together at your heart center and bow your head. Thank you for taking this time to share your practice with me today. Let's close our time together by synchronizing our heartbeats with one final collective breath. Take a full breath in through the nose. And let it go. May you know your own worthiness of love, fulfillment, success, and joy. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you everyone for joining me for class. If you enjoy this class, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really helps me out and I appreciate it. Thanks as always, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.